Hello friends, MagicManMo here with a different kind of video. Today, July 14th, 2020 marks the 8th year anniversary of my first ever upload to YouTube.
Suspicion torments my heart. Suspicion.
It was a short thing, it was an animated thing, but it was the first thing I ever put up and something that I thought I might make more of. This was the era of stick figure animations and that kind of thing being really popular, and that was something that I played around with because it was something I enjoyed watching. But of course that wouldn't stick, pun not intended. That's something that wasn't going to stick for very long before I started doing Let's Plays. And if I'm completely honest with you, I've already tried to shoot this video one time, but it went too long and I accidentally lost the footage. Because I didn't record any sound, and it was just me just voicing, just like you couldn't hear me. It was just my video and no sound, so I had to scrap that. But to try to keep this video a bit shorter, I just want to take this moment to thank all of you for joining me on this ride. If you're subscribed, I appreciate that so much. If you haven't, I don't know how you've discovered this as your first video experience of me. Maybe consider subscribing. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. I'm glad to have you aboard. If you're a longtime subscriber, holy crap, thank you for sticking around for as long as you have. I know this channel gets weird sometimes, even though I don't upload sometimes, and sometimes, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just don't know why people stick around, but I'm glad that you do. I don't like to spend too long talking about subscriber numbers, because I feel like that sort of takes away your guys' identity a little bit. I don't want to strip you down to being just a number. And that being said, YouTube is very much about the numbers. I'm sure none of you are unfamiliar with the subscriber counts of other channels or even the platform in general really focusing on subscriber counts. I'm sure none of you are unfamiliar with that. I don't like to spend too long on it, but I wanted to address like the subscriber count a little bit in this video, just to give you guys some context about how long I've been doing this. Like I say, I've been doing it for 8 whole friggin' years, which is a long time, and I've seen so many changes over on the platform. The way I make my videos, who I am as a person, has changed so much over 8 years. I'm willing to bet not a single one of you watching this right now have been around since the beginning of when I first uploaded to this channel. If any of you have been, I would be extremely shocked, because that was a long time ago, and that was a very different kind of MagicManMo. And one of the things that I hear a lot, not to toot my own horn, one of the things I hear a lot here lately is that this channel is underrated and that I just deserve more subscribers or that kind of thing, which I appreciate, and I'm glad, you know, people think that. And I like to think I work really hard to make stuff that people like, and I'm glad to find out that people like it. I really appreciate hearing those nice things, because I've been doing this for so long, and in the earliest days that I still remember very well, in the earliest days I couldn't get that kind of support. People, I don't think, supported what I did, which I made terrible videos back then, so I completely understand. The videos were garbage, but...
Hello YouTubes, and welcome to another episode of... oh, what is this? MagicManMo Productions.
But in my first year of doing YouTube, from July 14th, 2012 to July 14, 2013, after doing this for a year on and off again, making content maybe about once a week or so, I had accrued myself 20 whole subscribers. And that includes friends, or maybe a friend. How many of my friends actually subscribed? I don't actually remember. I'd have to go look. There might have been one friend, maybe 2. But that's of course after doing this for a year and having done it for 12 months, 365 days, 20 subscribers. By July 14, 2014, after I'd been doing this for 2 years...
It looks like you've been captured.
Hello, please.
Hello.
I had managed to quadruple that number to the totally impressive 80 subscriber count. Not even quite 100. After doing this for 2 whole years, we managed to get to 80. I was improving. I was starting to learn a little bit more about myself and how I wanted to deliver my content and that kind of thing, but I clearly was not taking off, and no one really cared about what I was making. I mean, like I say, 80 people were, but, you know, after doing it for 2 years, you ask any YouTuber and people would say you should probably just give up on YouTube. You should just give up. After 2 years, that's all you have, man, what are you doing? Just stop, do something else. But I didn't, because I enjoyed making the content. I found everything about learning about how to make videos fascinating, how to learn how the YouTube platform works and looking at analytics. And I found all of that fascinating and I loved it. And you know, I hadn't been in high school, all my high school hobbies and stuff were long gone, so I needed something new to spend my time, and YouTube was the thing that I was spending it on.
Oh, what will happen to our brave Smurfs? What will they do without Papa? And what will happen to Smurf Forest? You are their only hope.
And after 3 whole years, I managed to double that count to 160 subscribers. We busted that 100 subscriber milestone with great enthusiasm. And why do I tell you all this? I bring it up to give you a sort of perspective, my perspective on it, right? Like that I don't do this for the subscriber count. If, you know, there's no one on this planet that could do YouTube for 3 years and have 160 subscribers that is doing it for the count. Most people would long ago have given up on this. This is something that I've just been passionate about for years, not having a clue if it would pay off. I have lifted the toilet seat. I can still click on it. I have removed a rubber ducky from the toilet seat. What? Ew, no. By July 14th of 2016, after I had been doing this for 4 whole years, we made it to 234 subscribers. Again, not quite doubling our count, but you know, we had gained, well, 74 subscribers in a year. Not great, but hey, you know, we were a quarter of the way to 1,000, and that was exciting, right? And you know, I was making a lot more progress learning about how to make videos. You know, that was something that I had to just learn from scratch, you know, dealing with the hardware and equipment that I had, for the earliest days, you know, I didn't have Facecam, or if I did have Facecam, it was weird, and the editing software I used was like Windows Movie Maker, and look, there was so much I had to learn about making thumbnails and how to get content recorded. You know, it was harder to record the game and my audio and my face cam, and I was learning about how to get all that recorded and put together an editing software and how to upload and how to like do everything. It had taken me years, but I felt like I was really starting to learn how all of that process worked. I still needed a long ways to go to develop myself as a person and a character, and of course to create some kind of YouTube presence that people cared about, especially figuring out what games to play, which is still the #1 hardest question I ask myself all the time. It's like, what do I even play? What do I even do? What would people even care about? Because I've gotten that wrong a lot of times. Oh, E, I have been picking up. Oh God, how do I get out? Oh God, no! Oh God, no! Where'd you come from? By July 14, 2017, we were really steam trucking. We were up to 492 subscribers, so we had about doubled what we had. We were doing really well, and we were almost halfway to 1,000 subscribers, which was really quite exciting, but it seemed like a pretty lofty goal and really far away, and I wasn't sure when that could happen or if it could happen. After all, I'd been doing this for 5 years. Man, averaging less than 100 subscribers a year is pretty rough. I mean, if you think about that, less than 100 a year is significantly less than a subscriber every 3. That's about a subscriber every 4 days. But remember, our first year was 20. It was 20, so it says tap to jump. So jump is what I'm gonna do. Oh my. By July 14, 2018, we were close to that 1,000 subscriber mark, but we still weren't quite there. We were at 843 subscribers. You know, I was really hoping that would be the year. That was the year that I was really hoping to get to 1,000, because it seemed like the way we were going, it's like, maybe we could get there, maybe, but like as we were getting closer and closer to the summer of 2018, I was like, it's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Maybe by the end of 2018, you know, like by December, maybe. but not by the like the at this point 6-year anniversary. It wasn't gonna happen, but I was hopeful. Ever the optimist, I was hopeful. This was also the year that I lost my YouTube partnership for the second time. Yes, that's right, I said second time. I could explain that more. My monetization story has been a wild one. It's a short one, but it's a wild one. Because the YouTube partnership requirements had changed. So yes, for the second time ever, I lost my YouTube partnership because I didn't have 1,000 subscribers. I had well over the 40,000 hours of watch time. Some of you might not know this, some of you probably do. To become a YouTube partner now, you have to have at least 40,000 hours of watch time on your channel within the last year and 1,000 subscribers. I remember a lot of people complaining that they had the 1,000 subscribers. They had more than that, but they didn't have the watch time because, you know, maybe they were someone that had just created their channel and had been around for like 7 months or something. They're like, there's no way to get 40,000 hours as a new channel that quickly. That's crazy talk. And I'm like, I've been doing this for 6 years. I got like 50,000 hours of watch time in the last 1 year. I just can't get anyone to subscribe to this channel. Those were my issues. My issues were I just couldn't get anyone to be like, oh, I like this guy, but not quite enough to subscribe to him. It's brilliant. This couldn't possibly go wrong. Joe, we have a deception prepared for you. Joe, I have the perfect strategy to impress Leslie and show him that you have a lot of strength. That changed in 2019. 2019 was a crazy year. We went from 843 subscribers to 1.6 thousand. We almost doubled our number, and that was crazy growth, unlike I had ever discovered before. 2019 was the year that I actually thought that I was starting to create a community, like a for realsies community. Like when people had been coming in, we were getting more commenters and there were more likes on videos, and I was starting to interact with people more before then, a little bit at a time. And I was hopeful and I was optimistic, but 2019 is the year that I actually finally officially started having regular people show up that I would recognize their names. Some of you watching this even probably, that I interacted with comments, and I started running a Discord, and I was streaming, and I was starting to create more things, and become a lot more creative with what I could do on the channel. It was a big year, and like I said, I became a YouTube partner for the 3rd time ever. Yay, I can go back to making 5 cents a video, hurrah! But the point I'm getting at is that was a huge year for me, and I didn't know what was in store for me in 2020. As you may or may not be able to see, or may not already know, or may not have already noticed, I'm in this one. As you can see by looking down there at the subscriber count now, if you're looking at this recently, if you're looking at this way far in the future, God knows what I'll have. Maybe it's up, maybe it's down, who knows. But now we're sitting at 2.8 thousand subscribers at the 8-year anniversary. After 8 whole years, 2.8 thousand. We didn't quite double our subscriber count like we had done between 18 and 19. But we did gain over 1,200 subscribers, which was a huge gain. It's the most in 1 year I've ever done. Remember, in 1 year when I started, it was 20. Remember that. This last year, it was 60 times that. You know what I mean? This has been the craziest year so far. And I'm meeting so many more of you, and I feel like we're really starting to truck, and I can't even imagine what the next year on YouTube is gonna look like. I have plans. I have so many plans that I want to accomplish, but I've had plans for years now. I have so many plans, and one of the things that continues to hold me back is just time. It's so hard to put together the time to put into this that I would like to. But I feel like that's the same problem that anybody runs into. If we had infinite time, we could do infinite things. But we don't have infinite time, so I try my hardest to continue to work very hard. And I'm glad that so many of you have discovered me and continue to enjoy the stuff that I make. I bring all of that up to give you a perspective. I have been a quote-unquote small YouTuber for like 8 years now, right? I have so much experience. I have so much knowledge. I know so many things. My subscriber count doesn't look like I know anything. It doesn't look like it accounts for anything. But I know so much because I've spent so long on here. So I want to open up the floor a little bit. I almost said field. I want to open up the field. Open up the field to any questions you might have. Hit me up in the comments down below with any questions that you have about me on YouTube, the platform, how to start, how I started. Hit me up with anything. I think we'll make another video following this one. I should have I should have made this video sooner and then like on my anniversary actually released the Q&A or whatever. But as we're approaching the 3,000 subscribers or whatever, I'm trying to think of milestone things and that sort of thing, that I just kind of lost track of my 8-year anniversary a little bit. So hit me up with questions and stuff like that, and I will answer them in a future video. But first and foremost, like I said at the very beginning of this, what I really wanted to say with this video is just thank you all so much for discovering me, for sticking with me, and continuing to support me. Today may be the anniversary of my channel, but I would like to hold a very special toast and cheers for all of you. Thank you so much for making it worth it.